Missed rows on True TV, 76,000. I said this last time. Shout out to Mrs. Me Too.
The reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
Angel Reese must deal with a painful truth. Once praised, her spotlight fades as league viewership plummets, raising the question of whether her presidency actually did more harm than good to the game. The statistics paint a much more startling picture.
Americans are clearly not interested in watching pretend basketball. That's not my opinion, it's a fact.
Expectations were quite high when the league, which was billed as a game-changer in women's basketball, started with a promising start, attracting an astounding 300,000 viewers for its initial games.
We've got to be completely honest here. It is a league first and foremost, and the most important thing is that the league long-term is going to be profitable, or at least it looks like it has the potential to be. Otherwise, once that TV deal is done in 3 years, it's over. And right now, this has not been the greatest look in the world for Unrivaled.
As the season went on, a worrying trend emerged. Viewership numbers started to plummet, especially when Reese was on the court. Now, with some games barely breaking 100,000 viewers when she plays, fans were anxious to see how the league's biggest stars would shine on this new stage, with Angel Reese being one of the most anticipated attractions. The question is Angel Reese failing to captivate audiences as expected?
Journal, Unrivaled averaging 204,000 viewers to date. Monday night, there were 2 more games broadcast on TNT. The first game was between the Vinyl and the Phantom. Interesting choice of words, Phantom. It perfectly describes their ratings. Their audience is a ghost. They literally cannot find people willing to watch.
When Angel rejoined the Unrivaled League, everyone predicted that she would surpass all of the other players and bring in ticket sales and viewership like Caitlin Clark. However, as we all know, Angel doesn't have the same impact as Caitlin, and viewers are now choosing to watch Kate Martin instead of Reese.
But Angel Reese does not belong in this league. Angel Reese, this league is a paycheck for Angel Reese.
The league's viewership drastically declines when Reese performs, indicating that her presence may not be as appealing as first believed. In contrast, other league stars retain or even increase viewing when they take the stage. The quality of Reese's games has significantly declined. There are several possible causes for this. The decline in statistics is concerning for Reese and the league, regardless of whether fans were expecting a more dominant, polished version of her play, or whether the competition highlights her play's shortcomings that weren't as noticeable at the collegiate level.
Is that the Rose and Lunar Owls game had 89,000 people. There were less than 100,000 people watching this game. I mean, that is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Like, this was a game where Angel Reese played. She is supposed to be the biggest draw in the league.
One of the lowest points of Reese's early tenure in the Unrivaled League came when she was benched in favor of Lexi Hall. She outperformed Reese in several aspects of the game, leading to the coaching staff making a bold decision. She found herself watching from the sidelines as Hull took over her role. To make matters worse, when Reese did play her performance was far from what fans expected. She had her worst game of the season, struggling to make an impact on either end of the floor. Her usual dominance in the paint was neutralized, and her defensive lapses were glaring. Instead of the aggressive, confident player fans were used to seeing, Reese looked out of sync, hesitant, and at times completely lost. One of the game's lowest moments came in a sequence where Reese was beaten off the dribble multiple times, looking slow-footed and unable to recover defensively. Another low light saw her attempting a putback layup, only for the ball to hit the bottom of the rim, a moment that quickly made its way around social media as a symbol of her struggles. These subpar performances have only intensified the argument over whether Reese is a genuine professional star or merely the result of untranslatable hype.
Like, Angel Reese played over Azare. Like, they started Angel Reese in the fourth over Azare, and look, Angel Reese had a horrific game. Like, a terrible, terrible, terrible game.
The drop in attendance during Reese's performances begs the crucial question of why fans aren't staying to see her. One possible explanation is the discrepancy between expectations and reality. Reese came into the league with a strong brand and a sizable social media following, which led many people to believe she would dominate like she did in college. However, professional play offers a different set of challenges, and her battles against elite competition are clear. It's possible that viewers who tuned in hoping to witness the same degree of dominance were let down and looked elsewhere. Reese is a great rebounder and thrives in the paint, but in a league that increasingly values versatility, shooting, and pace, her game may not be as captivating to watch. Reese has had difficulty making an impact, and the recent benching in favor of Lexi Hall has made matters worse. When a player who was once hailed as a future star is benched, it can shake confidence not only for Reese, but also for fans watching. May interpret this as an indication that she is having mental health issues, which could make people less interested in watching her perform.
Believable. Lexi Hull showing Angel Reese how it's done. It was an awful game for Angel Reese. Guys, she's getting worked.
Angel Reese has been humbled by the early results in the unmatched league, as evidenced by the steep drop in attendance when she plays, and her on-kit remains to be seen if her court battles are a brief setback or a more thorough revelation of her limitations, but they are unquestionably a wake-up call. What is certain, though, is that Reese will need to do more than rely on her prior achievements and social media following if she is to regain her star power. The league was supposed to be a new beginning for women's basketball, but for Angel Reese, it's feeling more like a harsh reality check. The next few games will be crucial in determining whether she can turn things around or if the league and its fans are ready to move on without her. Buzz, it's time for her to prove that she's more than just a name. She has to be a game changer on the court too.
But Angel Reese specifically has been brutally exposed, and her own fans have stopped watching her in this thing. They have stopped watching. How do you know? 89,000 viewers last Saturday when she was on TV. 89,000.
Angel Reese wanted her opportunity to be a signature shot that would establish her authority in the game and send a message to her critics. She pulled up for a deep three move while standing confidently at the logo. Though it wasn't the moment Reese had envisioned, Caitlin Clark had transformed into an art form. However, rather than splashing the net with a picture-perfect shot, the ball flew through the air, clanking off the rim in a mist so vicious that the crowd's collective response was an audible groan.
She's incredible. She's got range that you have to pick her up basically as soon as she crosses the half court line, because she's dangerous from everywhere. Like, you're watching shooting against her, like Caitlin Clark's going to be in that conversation here for years. Not like that girl can flat out shoot.
Even though the league was full with well-known names, Kate Martin continued to demonstrate that she was the real breakout star of Unrivaled while Reese struggled to find her rhythm. Martin had subtly made a name for herself as its most reliable and successful player. She didn't require publicity because her performance spoke for itself, and when compared to Reese, she eliminated any question as to who was the superior player. With unrelenting energy, Martin drove the laces that dominated both ends of the floor. Shots hustled for every loose ball and provided assists, but as Reese drove into the lane trying to score, it was her physicality that really made an impression. Reese crashed to the floor when Martin tackled her head-on with a crisp, forceful move. The moment represented a symbolic change, with one athlete falling short of expectations while the other exceeded them all. From beginning to end, Reese's squad was overpowered by the Laces, who executed with precision and exposed all of their opponents' weaknesses. When Reese struggled to establish herself, Martin demonstrated her leadership by controlling the game's tempo and delivering in crucial situations. When the final buzzer sounded, Martin was already miles ahead, leading her squad to yet another resounding victory. The scoreboard provided the complete picture. Kate Martin was the only true star to emerge from Unrivaled thus far. She wasn't the loudest player on the court or the one with the highest expectations, but She had repeatedly shown that she had the abilities, mentality, and perseverance to lead a team to victory. The Laces remained undefeated while Reese's squad continued to struggle.
So there's probably not one individual player that has benefited more from Unrivaled than Kate Martin. Look, Kate Martin was somebody that came into the WNBA and nobody, and I mean nobody, thought she was going to make the Las Vegas Aces roster. Like, the Las Vegas Aces drafted 3 players. Obviously, Liz Kitley was injured. Everyone thought kind of, Liz Kitley's probably going to go and make that Vegas team eventually. And a lot of people thought Deasia Fair was going to make that team. But Deasia Fair gets cut, Kate Martin makes the team, and within 5 games, she is a starter.
The league, which was created to showcase elite talent, is already having trouble keeping viewers interested. In the meantime, Reese's struggles have raised questions about whether she can adapt and prove she's more than just a name. Only time will tell, but on this particular night, Kate Martin clearly outshone her, and the Laces were on top. If Caitlin Clark were in Unrivaled, it wouldn't even be fair. She would be easily taking down logo threes, torching defenders, and putting on a shooting clinic. In addition to controlling the match, Clark's presence would draw attention to the obvious difference between her skill level and that of the other players rather than taking part in Unmatched. While Unrivaled was supposed to be a new and exciting addition to women's basketball, the truth is that without the game's true superstars, it simply isn't living up to expectations. The league's ratings continue to drop, and its initial buzz is fading fast. Unrivaled relies on star power to carry its momentum, but the absence of players like Clark has made it clear that talent depth is an issue, even though the league has some notable names. Clark is working hard to prepare for another historic WNBA season. None have Clark's ability to command an audience and her prowess at shooting range. She is a once-in-a-generation talent, and without her, the industry struggles to achieve the broad popularity it had hoped for.
Was in the lab shooting, but this is just, man, spectacular. Look at her getting it in, bro. 54 shots in 3 minutes. Got fast, she getting them shots off.
Was filming in the lab, but this is really amazing. Watch her do 54 shots in 3 minutes. She moves quickly to get them off. Despite Martin's ascent, the league is lacking that defining superstar who can truly elevate its status. Angel Reese, on the other hand, has struggled to live up to the hype. Her attempt at a deep 3 and signature Clark shot was a painful reminder of the gap between confidence and execution. The miss was more than just a missed shot. It was a symbol of an unparalleled struggle to deliver at the level it had promised. Kate Martin has emerged as one of the only true standouts, proving her worth game after game. She is tough, versatile, and has consistently stepped up in big moments.
If Lexi Hall is making the layups, man, and getting rebounds, you might as well just go ahead and trade Angel Reese if you're the Laces. What are they, the Lace?
While Unparalleled looks for its identity. As she gets ready for another historic run, Caitlin Clark is left trying to create excitement without its most bankable star. She is laser-focused on her true stage, the WNBA, and her impact on the game keeps growing every season as she breaks records, broadens her skill set, and demonstrates why she is the most captivating player in women's basketball today.
On her birthday, we take no days off over here, folks. We take no days off over here. Caitlin Clark in the gym, of course, getting in some work on her birthday. The job is not done.
On the surface, Unrivaled had everything needed for success. Big personalities, new games, and a new league structure. But it's having trouble staying relevant without genuine generational talent like Caitlin Clark. Clark's choice to concentrate on the WNBA is working out well, but Unrivaled will have a difficult time increasing its long-term worth as Unrivaled fades. Angel Reese acknowledges that the buzz is insufficient. If you liked it, please leave a like and subscribe. There are now more videos visible.